Welcome to this special Product Test Team edition of the Successful Farming TV show. Our farmer evaluators spent the last 6 months testing the newest side-by-sides from Caterpillar, Mahindra, and Polaris. In this episode, each farmer shares what he loved, liked, and would change about each machine. First, we head to Paul Heinemann's farm in Ogden, Iowa. Paul, along with his brother and their sons, grows corn and soybeans. They've been trying out this Caterpillar CUV 82.
I farm with my brother, Craig. He has one son that farms with us, Brett, and I have 2 sons, twins boys, that are Andrew and Marcus, that farm with us. And then we've got 4 employees that work, part-time help, corn and soybean farmers. Well, we have 2 four-wheelers before we got the use of this machine. So we're used to, off-roading type equipment, but this is a lot handier than four-wheelers. It's handy because it's easy to get into. That's the thing you really like about it. It's easy to get into, starts and goes. It's a fast machine, so it's up in the high 40s speed-wise, and so it goes from farm to farm real easy. We use it, just a myriad of anything. We had a sprayer in the back for a while. We haul things, just to go out and check crops. It's a lot easier than, especially in the spring, when you want to drive across the field, you pack it with a pickup real well. These don't pack so well, they float a lot better. We had to haul the tow rope out to the equipment this spring. It works a lot better to get closer to it than a pickup or dragging it across some mud. So the 4-wheel drive's handy when you're, especially in the spring. This spring, when it was so wet anyway. So it was, but I think we only got stuck once. It's got plenty of power. It works really well. The suspension, this has maybe a softer suspension than a lot of them do, but when you're going across a rough field, that's nice. We'll put a small trailer behind it. I mean, around the yard here, we'll move corn heads or whatever. It's strong enough to do that and pull stuff around like that. The engine braking worked real well. It's been a real versatile machine for us. This isn't unique to this machine, but when it gets dusty, if you have the windshield on, it kind of circles dust around in there, but I say that's not unique to this machine, so it's something that would be nice for somebody to figure out. We put a rear view mirror in it, because that was something you like to see behind you without cranking your neck around, and so that was one feature that would be really nice to have standard.
Our second group of evaluators was the Rezac family in Onega, Kansas. We caught up with Jay Rezac to hear how this diversified operation used the Mahindra Retriever 1000.
We farm near Onega, Kansas. We farm and ranch with my brother Lance. His daughter Nicole is back into the operation. My 2 sons, Russell and Matthew, are also into our operation, and my son-in-law is in our operation. So we are a family business. We run a cow-calf, background, feedlot, stocker operation. Crops, we have corn, beans, wheat, put up a lot of hay. We have also we have a hog operation. We use ATVs exclusively, side-by-sides. We use them mostly on the ranching side. They also use it on the farming side for scouting and things like that in the fields. The Mahindra was a 1,000 size unit, and it was stable. It was a little bit bigger than the ones that we drive now, and so it was stable going down the road. It had nice speed, which is something that we do have to have here because we have to get out and drive 5-6 miles between pastures and things like that, so we want one that has a little bit of speed. And we did do some spraying with it, and it handled the weight of a 75-gallon sprayer with water in it. It handled the weight real nice on that. We do a lot of hauling. We go out and throw like mineral, the cows and stuff. We'll throw in 1,000, 1,500 pounds of mineral in the back of a side-by-side and go out in the pastures and do that. Spraying pastures and burning pastures is where they get a lot of use, because we have like a 60 and a 75-gallon tank that we put in there with water, and either we use to spray or like just burning pastures to put the fires out and to maintain them. If you wanted a flatbed, that was kind of handy if you wanted to let your sides down and wanted a straight flatbed on your side by side, so that was kind of handy. The windshield was just kind of a plexiglass windshield, so it wasn't very, if you got any rain or mist, it just kind of was hard to keep clean and kind of wiggled when you went down the road. We had broke one rear axle. One day we were spraying with that and we broke a rear axle CV joint, tore it off the rear end. And while we're talking about the negatives, one other thing we didn't like was that it was loud. The muffler was not a quiet machine, and we drive up to, we tag a lot of cows. We tag about 850 babies of spring with it, and it would actually, the cows would be loud enough, they'd pick up and want to leave. And our other UTVs, we could just cruise up by them and step out and tag the calf. And so that was not very handy. But the mechanical problems we had, a lighter use work possibly would be more effective on this machine.
Our final evaluator was Zach Robinson from Clio, Iowa. Zach runs a row crop and cow-calf operation with his family, where they've been testing the Polaris Ranger XP1000.
I farm with my dad and my wife and all 3 kids. We raise corn, soybeans, and beef cows. We have experience with ATVs. We've had side-by-sides and four-wheelers all our life. Now we use the Ranger for all sorts of things around here. We check cows with them, we scout crops. We've used AI in cows, getting cows in, and fixing fence, building fence. What I most liked about the machine was the power that it has, the turning, the maneuverability of it. Our other side-by-side, we had to have a four-wheeler around so you could chase cows because it just wasn't maneuverable enough. And this is the first one I've ever seen that you could actually replace everything with the one machine. The storage on the Polaris is tremendous. It's got all kinds of storage underneath the dash, in the dash, couple glove boxes, storage under the seats. This side-by-side has a full-size battery in it, and the seat folds up so you can put the semen tank in the cab with you and plug the heater into it and leave the key on. It's got enough battery to run the heater we've had it going several hours. The throttle control on the Polaris is very nice. You can hit it on the work mode and your foot is not real touchy that way. You can ease into things. If you get out on the road or want to get after something pretty fast, you can flip it over onto performance and the power's there. Since the Polaris is a quieter running machine, you can get around cows that are calving without upsetting them. You can get in there without them getting crazy on you. There's been a few situations we got in where you had to flip it to four-wheel drive. It was flawless. You just flip it and it's already in and you're out. If there's anything I'd change about the Polaris, would be the nets, which is an option. You can option up to the side doors, which is a plus. The nets make it a little harder to get in and out of. They're a little more difficult, time consuming to get shut. What's supposed to be a safety feature turns into a safety hazard when you try getting in and out of it when they don't come unlatched in the bottom. After driving this one for a while, you kind of take it for granted till you get back in the other one, and then you don't realize how good this one is.
We asked each evaluator to rank his machine out of 5 stars, with 5 stars being the highest rating. Here's what they had to say.
I would say 4.5. It's really a good machine.
I would call it probably a 2.5 in there somewhere.
The Ranger, I would give it a solid 5 stars. I couldn't down it enough over the nets to ever pull anything away from it because you can option up to take care of that problem. Other than that, I absolutely love the machine.
Hi, I'm Dave Mowitz. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit subscribe right here if you haven't already, and click that little bell right here to be notified when we post a new video. And click here to see more great videos.